Welcome, welcome, welcome to the SIMMIE Braxton Show. We're glad you're here with us this evening. We're happy to have Miss Stephanie Beard with us tonight rather. And, she's always an asset. We love when she's here. She always has something really, really great to show us and to share with us in the streets. That's the intricate part of our show. And we really, really need that part to our show. Last week, she wasn't with us and we missed her. So we're glad she had other obligations and we're glad that she's here with us this evening. And so we're not going to spend a lot of time with the little small talk. We're going to get right into it and like, comment, and share. Well, you can't comment. You can't like.
Not yet.
You can like it. Can't you? Can you like it?
I think you could comment too in the chat.
Oh, they can comment? Okay. Because this is a new platform for me. So I don't know all the things that you can do. But if you like it, share it. That's the main thing. And so, we're going to hop right into it with Stephanie in the streets. She has some things that she's going to share with us. And I think you'll be, intrigued as much as I am. I'm ready to hear what she has to say. So take it away, Miss Stephanie.
All right. Yo, what's up? What's up, fam? It's your girl, Stephanie Beard, and you already know what time it is. Welcome to In the Streets, right here on the SIMMIE Braxton Show. I'm bringing you the real, the raw, the headlines, the heat, and everything the culture's talking about. From the court to the corner, from Hollywood to the hood. If it's trending, I'm tracking it. So buckle up because we're hitting the pavement and getting into what's popping and in the streets with your girl, Stephanie Beard. All right, Simmy. Okay. So we're gonna get into it. We want to say a prayer for all the victims with the Texas flood, with the Central Texas and flash floods that took place between July 4th. It hit them while they were asleep. Between 3 and 5 a.m. These people didn't know what hit them. And it's so sad because all of the little kids that were at the camp. So between July 4th and July 7th, heavy rains, partly fueled by Tropical Storm Barry, remnants pummeled through the Hill County, dumping up to 20 inches of rain in some areas. And it's called the Guadalupe River that surged over 26 feet in under an hour, like engulfing all the communities in those camps with little warning, no warning whatsoever. And so as of today, as of July 8, 2025, the confirmed death toll now exceeds 118 people, including at least 28 children. Another 172 people remain missing. Among the victims, as I mentioned, were 27 Camp Mystic campers and their counselor whose cabins were just swept away in the flash flood. So right now, they have search and rescue missions continuing. They have about 850 survivors rescued as of now. They have K-9 teams out there, firefighters, Coast Guards, even first responders from Mexico are helping them. So right now, it's I believe they say that the preliminary damage estimate ranges from 18 billion to 22 billion, and that's factoring in the homes, infrastructure, tourism loss, and health costs. And numerous business and nonprofits have stepped up, and they're helping and trying to help people. Foundations are trying to help and support this community. Residents and campers, they were like caught off guard due to delay alerts, you guys, just like what happened up in the Eaton fires in the Pacific Palisades. So more so in the Eaton fires, the delay alerts, which caused so much damage and so much death. When these alerts are not going out, they had poor siren coverage and cell service outages. So they're really getting criticized for it. Texas mayor and everybody else are getting criticized for it. Basically the flash flood just amplified. And for them not to know, like they said, within minutes, the the river just risen. It's just crazy. I was watching video on YouTube, and it's
Uh-huh.
just so freaking sad that these little kids, little babies, 7, 8,
Yeah.
9, 10-year-olds, just got swept away. It's
Yeah.
so sad. So yeah, so
Yeah.
we want to give a prayer up for them and pray for them and hope this community can, get through this, because I know it's going to be hard. I mean, I can't even imagine these parents, looking for their kids and just knowing in the back of their mind that they're never going to see their babies anymore. So
Yeah.
it's so sad.
Those natural disasters are something else, aren't they? Because they just happen naturally. It's nothing that you have any real control over. They just
Yeah.
happen, and then the next thing you know, lives are lost, and you have to wonder, why do things like that have to happen? Or, in this world, why do they have to happen and take lives, like that?
Yeah. I mean, it's
So
so sad. Now, they did say, I think I did hear them say that this happened maybe 100 years ago, and this is the second time that it got this high, that the river risen this high. But it says it happens almost every 100 years, which is crazy. So
uh-huh.
I think climate control has a lot to do with it. I really believe in global warming and all of that. So, because the weather has been really weird and bipolar. Like even New York, they really didn't have a winter this past winter. They really didn't get a lot of snow that they normally do, which is weird. But Texas did experience some snow, and so did New Orleans. So those are places that normally don't experience snow. But the weather is
Wow.
crazy. It's really crazy. All right,
Yeah.
let's get into Mr. Trumpty Dumpty Dump and his big beautiful bill. What is he calling it? The Big Beautiful Bill Act? Wow. I mean, they said it was like 900 pages of this new act, this bill. Of course, I didn't go through it. Of course, I'm smart enough to go to Chat GPT and let them condense it down to something that we could probably understand. But what it's saying is, as for when it comes to tax and relief measures, it permanently extends 2017 tax cuts lacking in lower individual and corporate rates and wording off future tax hikes for many. So new tax breaks introduced for overtime pay, tips, interest on all the loans for U.S. made vehicles only, and
Uh-huh.
expanded state and local tax, which is called SALT, SALT deduction through 2028. Then it also has raised standard and child tax credits for seniors and families. Seniors get extra deductions. Child credit increases from $2,000 to $2,500. As for health care and social safety net reductions, big Medicaid cuts, $900 billion. It introduces stricter work requirements, 80 hours a month, more frequent eligibility checks, and provisions to Black families, planning providers like Planned Parenthood.
Mm-hmm.
Also, a 20% reduction in SNAP, which is food stamps, via tighter eligibility, state cost sharing mandates, and increased work obligations. Medicaid, which I think right there is huge. Medicaid provider tax cuts to reduce state funding and support, partially offset by new rural hospital funds. As for student loans and education, it's going to be a major overhaul. Jerome repayment plans cut to 2, standard and the 30-year forgiveness route, which caps on borrowable amounts. For example, 100K for grad students and 200K for medical, and law students. Removal of popular plans like SAVE and ICR. New limits mean some borrowers may face higher payments or
Mm-hmm.
struggle to afford advanced degrees. So he's hitting the student loans and education pretty hard with that bill. As for energy and environment, there's a rollback of clean energy credits, which you know that Elon Musk is really upset about. That's why they're fighting. from the Inflation Reduction Act phases out solar, wind, EV, and EV charging credits by mid 2026 and 2027. It also redirects and subsidizes toward fossil fuels while delaying methane emission fees for a decade. Okay,
Wow.
as for immigration and national security, 150 billion boost for ICE, including funds for deportations, detention, and staffing, making it the most funded federal enforcement agency. 25 billion allocations allocated to the border wall, construction, and new immigration enforcement measures, and also National Garden of American Heroes funded with 40 million for statues of American figures. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Now let's get in who is affected in the reaction. So middle to high income earners benefit most from permanent tax breaks and new deductions. Low income families face significant reductions in health and food aid, stricter eligibility, and limited student loan access. Environmental groups and clean energy sectors criticize the reversal of climate incentives. The immigrant rights and advocates warn about ICE and defense hawks. So he is sticking to what he said, you guys. He's basically this big, beautiful bill. It's a permanent tax relief and its targeted spending cuts with ambitious and social and economic reconstruction. So
has this bill passed?
Yes. Well, he's signing it. I believe it did pass in the House, I believe, and he basically I believe it has passed. And he has signed it. But it's going to take some time to get in effect. But once it goes in effect, whoever gets in 2028, if they try to do any reversal, it's going to take some time to reverse it. You know what I mean? So we are definitely going to see the effect of it.
Yeah. Wow. That's the big, beautiful bill, huh?
The big, beautiful bill with his, he's so weird. He is so weird.
I mean, who's going to benefit from it?
Well, again, they said the tax breaks are supposed to help the middle class, but it's actually giving the richer, they get a $6,000 tax break. I mean, which is not a lot of money to rich folks, people who make over hundreds of thousands of dollars. So I don't know. I mean, I when I was seeing that the standard deduction has been risen. So what is really, people who are on SNAP, they're now going to have to work. You're going to have to work to get those benefits now. They're going to put some, and there's an age limit with it also. So I believe if you're under 50 and you are on SNAP, there's going to be some more stricter requirements with that. All right, you guys, let's get into our segment 3, which is the Diddy.
Wow.
Diddy Dukes, the Diddler, you guys. More oil, more baby oil. Oh my God.
Man.
Diddy. He was not convicted of the most, the RICO. He didn't get convicted on the RICO. He didn't get convicted on the racketeering. So the most serious charges that he was found not guilty. He was found guilty of 2 of the charges, which was transferring the prostitutes, across state lines,
right,
and also the Mann Act. Now, the Mann Act is a law that was back in the early 1900s, which is a racist law, because it was black men. It was to prevent black men from bringing and having sex with white women. So they brought that law back in to get Diddy. But I really feel like, because the prosecution, for me, they basically dropped the ball, because they charged him with things that they couldn't really prove. I think that the racketeering was definitely proven. I thought that was proven, because he was using his business to pay for drugs. He was using his business to pay for everything, for all his freak offs. So, but nevertheless.
What about the gun charges? They never brought those up.
I know the gun charges, those things, and I'm hoping that they do bring him back. So with the charges that he was found guilty on, Simi, he could get up to 10 years for each one of those charges. However,
Yeah.
because he hasn't had any other priors, which he have beaten every case that he has been brought to, the time that he had that event and people were trampled over, he was responsible for that. The time that he shot the girl in the face and he told Shine to take the dive for him. The time that he beat the UCLA coach up for Justin, he picked up a weight and hit the man against his head. The time that he went into Macy's and sexually assaulted a designer for Sean John. The time, I mean, he's done so many things. He belongs in jail. He belongs in jail. I really believe that he belongs in jail.
Well, he's gonna get like 5 to 10 years with this, though, right?
I think he probably, they're even saying that he might not even get 5 or 2 years. Now, he won't get sentenced until October, I believe, October 2nd. They had a hearing today to find out if they were going to, let him out or what date they're going to sentence him. Now, the judge doesn't like him. And the judge doesn't like him because he's the way his team, his defense team were acting, they're so arrogant. And so, they were pissing the judge off. So it's up to the judge. Now, the prosecution is asking for him to get 15 to 21 months. Now, he's already served 10 months. So if they give him only 10 to 21 months, they'll give him time served. That means they could even let him out and just have an ankle bracelet on, I'm hoping that they're bringing more charges against him while he's in there. I hope he gets indicted on more charges while he's in jail until October 2nd. Or I hope that the judge sees and says, you are a very violent man. You don't belong. You need to do at least 4 to 5 years, or at least give him 5 years for each one, which will give him 10 years. The judge can't give him, if he give him more than 10 on each one of them, then he can appeal. But if the judge stays within those 10 years for each charge, then Diddy cannot appeal. And if he does appeal, it takes so long to do appeal. So he could be in there for 8 to 10 years. So I'm hoping that the judge does throw the book at Diddy because he really belongs in jail. Now, with the Mann Act, Simi, they can actually take a lot of his money. Before this case, Diddy was a billionaire. Now his worth is now $400 million. He's no longer a billionaire. And not only that, he basically have all these other lawsuits against him. So
yeah, you got like 60 something lawsuits.
We got a lot of lawsuits that he may have to settle out. But I saw something recently where his twin daughters, aren't going to college. They just graduated from high school. They're not going to college. However, they announced that they're going to be having this new clothing line. So Diddy got his daughters now. He can have his daughters being the face of a new brand, and he could collect money from that. So he's not a dummy, that we know.
Right.
But he has habits. And when he gets back out, he got to be very, very careful because they're going to wait for one little thing he does, and he'll be back in jail. But we'll see. October, I believe it's October 3rd is when he's going to be sentenced. October 3rd.
A lot of people were celebrating, the fact that this guy, got off.
Yeah.
And then, another thing that they never brought up that and I don't think it's going to come up, is the tapes. Either he still has a lot of power or people in power, they never did bring up who was on those tapes or anything about who was on the tape.
I think he used that to his benefit to even get out of jail. Although the prosecution had to prove without any doubt but there was doubt with the RICO, with the jury, and today's jury is so different than back in the day. But Diddy has beaten everything, every case he's been involved with. So he definitely has got to have some pull on some
Yeah,
people.
he got friends in high places.
Definitely do. Definitely do.
Because,
Definitely do.
you know,
So that's going to go ahead, Simmy, and conclude my segment in the streets on the SIMMIE Braxton Show.
Okay.
With your girl,
Well,
Stephanie.
thank you so much. Thank you so much,
Simmy.
Stephanie.
Thank you.
That was good. That was good. That was good. It's always something that's very informative, and you do such a great job at it, and we appreciate you. Now we're going to get into some soul stroking. This is the last half of our show where, you know, we talk about life applications. Some people call it source, infinite intelligence, inner being, God, the universe, whatever resonates with you. But it exists. Last week we talked about the existence. You're worthy because of your existence, you know, and you're a miracle because of your existence. And the hurdles that you had to jump through just to get here to become human. And it wasn't by accident. It was by intention. It was before you became that sperm or that egg that you were intended to be here. And so, you know, tonight we're going to talk a little bit about you versus you. You know, the power of your gratitude is the key to manifestation. Gratitude is the source, the power source of manifestations. Did you know that the universe tests you before your reality changes? And here's how it happens. The universe has a unique way of guiding you through intermediate steps, not to halt your progress, but to sculpt your readiness for your desired reality. See, trials and tribulations are going to show up. They're a part. They're placed in the individual's life by design. Why? Because you discovered the gift of teaching, the valuable lesson received, and it will add to the expansion of your inner being. And this expansion is designed for you to learn how to master circumstances in your life. This teaches you how you are able to live in an awareness of peace, compassion, and creativity. You have to go through these things. And it's the opportunities for you to show your genuine commitment. The universe tests your resolve by asking if you're truly prepared for the treasures that you seek. And during this journey, you may face challenges and situations that seemingly contradict your intention. It's a cosmic test of authenticity. Question. I have a question for you. Are your desires rooted deep within your being? Manifestation is about transformation, becoming the person who can responsibly will what you seek. The universe tests are a path to self-discovery, and you embrace them as stepping stones. You have to embrace these things that come up in your life as an opportunity to learn something more about yourself, to learn something more about life, to learn something more about who you truly are. We talked about this last week. The unknown, the uncertain, on the other side of the uncertain is where you can find who you truly are. You discover more about yourself and you become more expansive. You get tested. Life is full of tests. It's just a test. It's an opportunity to grow. It's an opportunity to become more expansive. And, you know, manifestation is not, it isn't about just receiving what you ask for. It's about receiving with what aligns with who you are. You know, focus on change. Navigate the trials with gratitude and embody your evolving self and celebrate your progress with each step. The universe responds to your commitment. Your journey is an art, not an instant transformation. Keep progressing, and the universe will harmonize with your intentions. And I've talked about how to harness the power of manifestation through harmonizing your heart and your brain. It's a harmony. You know, you harmonize the brain. To harmonize the brain, you simply get into a relaxed meditative state. This brainwave state is called theta, and it opens the door to the subconscious mind. And as you know, the subconscious mind is the creator of your reality. Once you're in this state, to harmonize your brain, set your mind, you have to set your mind on a clear intention and visualize it as if it were a present fact. Now, number two, to harmonize the heart. To harmonize the heart, simply bring your attention to your heart center and slow your breathing and imagine as if every breath is flowing in and out of your heart center. Now, focus on an elevated heart-centered emotion like gratitude or joy. And when you combine this clear intention with an elevated heart-centered emotion, you're now sending out a powerful signal to the quantum field. If you can sustain this state, the quantum field will mirror your new energy by bringing your desire into your present reality. But how, my question is, or your question may be, how do I sustain this state? What is it? How can I sustain this state? Stay in a state of gratitude, a daily constant state of gratitude. I told you this last week. I'm always grateful for everything. A little situation happened to me today. And, you know, I talk about going, moving toward what you're passionate and excited about. Well, this show is what I'm passionate about. This is what excites me. This is what, where my excitement is. And it's important to me that I do this. And so when something comes up that is a stumbling block or it seems like it's in the way, it triggers me. And so I couldn't find the light, a connection to my other ring light. And it kind of like threw everything off because I wanted to do it from my laptop and I wanted to do some other things. I wanted to set it up and I'd already planned on it and I wasn't able to do it because I didn't have it. And I saw it throwing me off course and my vibration was going down. And then I had to stop. I said, wait a minute. What am I learning about this? Why am I feeling this way? I'll just do it the same way I did last week and worry about that later on. So I had to switch everything around in order to, get the show up the same way I did last week. But I wasn't able to do it the way I wanted to do it this week. But I didn't let that keep me down. And you have to allow yourself to recognize when you're getting a low vibrational frequency of sadness, just being despondent or being, angry about something. Those are all low vibration, and I've flipped the script. It takes practice. You have to constantly think about what you're thinking about. Your mind has to be thinking about where you're going with these thoughts. You have to check yourself. I tell you, I do this affirmation every day. And what and it goes like this: I am one with the infinite mind of God, and the abundance of the universe flows freely to me. I release every thought of lack or limitation, and I affirm that I'm whole, perfect, and complete. I'm a unique expression of the infinite, and everything I need for my success is within me. And so when I say that, it becomes, and you can make up whatever it is that you want, but you have to make it like it's already complete and done. Take the time out and do it and let it be. That's a part of one of my daily affirmations that I do daily and on my way to sleep. I do it at nighttime because it gets into my subconscious mind, and you become that. You become that, you know. And manifestations, you have to become exactly what it is that you want and that you desire. You have to be you attach to the mission or the desire, but detach from the outcome. Don't worry about the how. Don't worry about the when. Just be thankful. Just be grateful. And so I begin to think about, instead of being upset about what had happened, to not to prevent that prevented me from not being able to do what I wanted to do, I started becoming grateful for everything that I did have and the opportunity that I did have to do what I'm doing right now. And so every time I get an opportunity to do what I'm doing right now, that's when I get, you know, joy wells up in my heart because I'm thankful, I'm grateful. Whether it's 2 people or 200 people, I'm still thankful for the opportunity. I'm thankful for the J King Network. I'm thankful for the platform, StreamYard. I'm thankful for the people that helped me put it together, and I'm thankful that I have the unctioning to move in this direction. You know, I'm thankful for everything that I have. You have to be thankful for everything that you have. Don't think about the things that you don't have. Think about the things that you do have because that's what's important. You know, that's how you stay in a constant state of gratitude. And once you realize how blessed you are, I told you about the affirmations that I read. I say I'm thankful. Gratitude is my guiding light, illuminating the path of my journey. I'm open and receptive to appreciating the gifts that life offers me. I easily express gratitude for all that I am and all that I have. Each day, I find new reasons to be grateful and celebrate the beauty of life all around me. I am deeply thankful for the opportunities that come my way and the blessings that unfold in my life. Gratitude easily grows in my life. I am grateful. It is easy to look for all the gifts in my life. I appreciate the small joys, the blessings that surround me each day. Gratitude fills my heart and transforms my perspective. I am thankful for the ability to see how much there is to be thankful for. Gratitude is my daily practice and it enriches my life with contentment and joy. My heart is full of appreciation. I read these things every day, man. And I'm telling you, it'll work wonders in your life when you start doing things like that. I dare you to start, you know, you don't even have to tell anybody. You know, start doing things, you know, bless somebody and don't tell nobody. Go out and do something kind for somebody. And don't let anybody know you did it. Just, and watch the gratitude that fills your heart and how good it feels to be able to do something for somebody. It feels real good to do something for somebody that needs help, you know, because you were there. That's making your life worth living. It's, the getting is in the giving, you know, and the giving is always going to be, the giving is always receiving, you know. The giving is always receiving. The person that gives always receive because you receive gratitude, and you have gratitude in your heart. And it feels good. It feels good to just give. It feels good to be able to help people. It feels good to be thankful for everything that you have. I'm blessed. Everything is working out in to my maximum advantage. I witness miracles every day. The universe is conspiring to my greatest benefit to shower me with abundance, goodness, and love. I'm in awe. I'm wowed by life. I'm humbled. I'm grateful. I choose to see evidence in my life that I am truly blessed. Thank you, life. It's a blessing to be alive. I mean, when you look at it, man, just to be alive, just to exist, man, is a wonderful thing. you know. And so that's why if you're alive and you're able to inhale and exhale and do things, there's no way you should be depressed. Depression should not be a thing because you have an opportunity to change this thing. I don't care what circumstance you're in, what situation you're in, you can change it. You can change it. It's all a mindset. No matter what you're going through, it's all a mindset. You can change it for the betterment of your eternal good, for something, no matter what you're dealing with in your life, you can change it. 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 You can put your mind in a certain place and focus on changing that situation, and it will change because you have that power. You have that power. You have to think about what you do before you go to sleep. What are your thoughts right before you go to sleep? What is your thoughts when you wake up? What do you think about when you wake up? Because we do things subconsciously, brush our teeth, wash our face, take a shower, and all that stuff. We do that automatically. But what do you think about when you first wake up? Do you think about being thankful that you have another day to be absolutely marvelous and outstanding? You know, today is going to be a wonderful day, you know, or do you go to bed thinking about all the stuff that happened that wasn't good? Or do you think about all the things that happened for you that was a great day, that made it a great day, and you're looking forward to having another great day? It's a mindset. It's a mindset. And it takes practice. Because I like the way I feel. I like the way I feel. I feel good. I feel powerful. I feel in control. I feel because you are in control. You are in control. You don't have to lose control by being upset about something that happens in your life. You don't have to be that way. Things that you don't prefer will come up, but it's just the definition that you put on those things that you don't prefer that makes a difference in your life. All things work together for your good. All things. You just have to find the good. And you can. You just got to look for it. What is it that happened? I had a situation, like I said, it happened to me today, and it put me in a funk. I'm telling you, it put me in a funk. And, Gina said, you know, you talk about being calm all the time, and look at you, and I said, I don't even get a pass. I never get a pass, But I mean, she was right. I had to be calm. I had to calm down because I found myself getting upset over something that really I didn't need to get upset about. I mean, it's in here somewhere. Maybe I need to be more organized. Maybe I need to straighten up some things so I can find what I'm looking for. There's so many things that was, so many factors there that I didn't need to get upset about it. I just needed to sit back, relax, and shift gears and shift locations of my emotions. Because your emotions it's important that you control your emotions. You be in control of your emotions, um, because they help create the atmosphere of your world. Your emotions do. They create the atmosphere of your world. You know, if you are upset all the time, then, you know, you're going to have an upset life. I'm looking for something I want to share. I wrote this down a while back, you know. Your mind is like a magnet. If you think of blessings, you attract blessings. If you think of problems, you attract problems. Always cultivate good thoughts and remain positive. Always cultivate good thoughts and remain positive. Because that's what's gonna, you know, give you a peace of mind. That's what's gonna keep you on the right side of the tracks. You know, that's what's gonna keep you vibrating at a high vibration frequency. That's what's gonna keep you where you need to be so that you can, you know, slide through life, glide through life, move through life, you know. Things that will come up in your life, it will be like an adventure. That's the way it's supposed to be. Life is an adventure. Life is it should be an adventure. It should be something that's fun, enjoyable. And it is. It really is. I'm having the time of my life at this point in my life. I'm having fun. I really am. You know, everything ain't the way I want it to be right now, you know, but that doesn't stop me from enjoying what's happening right now in my life. But I know it will be the way I want it to be eventually, because that's what I look forward to it to happening in my life. You know, there are things that I have desires for that haven't made it to my present reality, but my expectations are high. And I look forward to them, you know, manifesting in my life soon. Unexpected times, unexpected resources, and unexpected, you know, you know, unexpected, you know, money and unexpected resources and unexpected success and unexpected good and unexpected times from unexpected sources and unexpected ways. You know, that's prosperity. You know, abundance. I live in abundance. Doing what I got to do when I got to do it. That's what I live in. That's the abundance. And that's what abundance is. Doing what you got to do when you got to do it. Because if you do it where it's just money, you cut yourself short. You don't allow yourself, you don't allow the universe to be what it needs to be to bless you the way it needs to bless you. To give you access to what you need to have access to. You know? I had a thing because as you elevate, it was really, I gotta find it. It was about, you know, about haters. And it was about haters, and it was something to this effect that they don't hate you, they hate themselves. And you gotta let them keep the hate. Don't that's their hate. That's not your hate. You know, um, that's something that, you know, people that, well, you got a lot of haters, or, you know, I got a lot of haters. You know, don't let that, don't even worry about that, the hater thing. You know what I mean? Because those type of people are gonna exist. Most of the time, it's people that wish they were doing what you were doing, but they don't have the courage to step out and do it. They don't have the courage to step out and do it. They don't have the ability to, put themselves out there and do it. They can always do it better, but they never do anything. They don't do anything because they don't know what it's like to be in the trenches. Because they're so worried about what people thinking about them that they don't make a move to get out there and do things that will allow them to expand, if you will. You know, I had that thing. I'm trying to find it. It was real good too. It was a small thing. I wrote it down, and let me see. Hold on. But yeah, I'm just thankful, man. I'm thankful. I'm grateful. You know, that you know, and that I had this opportunity. Look, okay, this was it. Here it is. Well, this is not that, but it's a recognition of what you. It's recognition of what you do have. Acknowledge what you have, not what you don't have. Appreciate what you do have, and allow what comes next. Many people, and that's the simple way to stay in a state of gratitude. Yeah, yeah, that's the simple way of staying in a state of gratitude. Allow what comes next. In other words, your life unfolds in front of you in the most incredible way when you just allow it to be what it is. You know, most people say, well, if I do this, that, the other, and they say, well, if I do this is supposed to happen. If I do that, that's supposed to happen. And that's not it. And if you working, it's not about work, how much work you do. It really isn't. If you working, it's because then you're not in alignment. It's not work. It's not work. When you do what you love and you love what you do, it's not work. You have to find a way to do what you do and love what you do, and just do that, and just allow it to just unfold in front of you, and it will happen. Things will happen, and you find something else to be excited for. That's attached to that. It's connected. It's all connected. You know, and then you find something else that to be excited for and have a passion for, and you connect to that. You attach yourself to that, and you go for that, and something else will open up for you. And that's just how it does. And you have to not worry about a thing. Don't worry about what people think. Don't worry about what anybody thinks. Just go for it. My passion is directly locked into this, And sometimes I stutter, sometimes I stammer, sometimes I, don't say the right words, but you know what? I'm giving it my all. I'm putting it out there. I'm doing everything that I can with the passion that I have. And, I'm finding ways to, do better because it's exciting to me. This has always been exciting to me. It's something that I've always enjoyed. And, you know, you just, it's hard to, it's like, for me, I mean, like, people put a lot of emphasis on money and, making money and stuff. And, you know, like, but I would do it. I would do it for free. You know what I'm saying? That's how much I love this. I mean, if money comes, that's gonna be great. It's gonna be absolutely wonderful. But I love doing this. that, I love it so much that it doesn't matter, you know. That's a bonus. That's a bonus, you know. So I mean, we're heading in directions, but it's a bonus. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. It's a bonus. You know, just it's just one of those things where I know that I'm in the right place, and so and I always encourage others, whatever, if you have an idea, if you want to do a podcast, you can. You have something to say, you have something to share, share it. Get on the podcast. You can do it. I know you can. Because if I can do it, anybody can do it. Anybody can do it. And start. Start. The only thing that's stopping you is you from starting is just starting. And just get out there. And don't worry about nothing else. Just say what's on your heart. Say what's on your heart and put it out there. I'm still like in the beginning stages of this new platform, and things are still new to me, and they still, a little different. But I know who I am, and I know what I want, and I still have, I still get butterflies, you know what I mean? I still get butterflies, because it's important to me. It's important to me that what I say can touch the lives of people in such a way that they benefit. And it's not just some mumbo jumbo. That's one of the things that I really care about. I care about saying things to help people, And so I just oh man. I just I'm like a little kid in the candy store sometimes, man, I'm like a kid in the candy store, man. You know, I'm just like this part of this at this time in my life, I'm having a wonderful time, and I know it's a lot of things happening in the world right now, but I don't feel it. I don't feel the devastation. I mean, I see things and I have empathy for people and stuff like that, but I don't feel none of the things that are going on with the economy and with everything that's going on and people. I just don't, because I know which side I'm elevating on. I know which side that I'm on. The new earth with love and compassion, and that's the side that I'm on. Kindness, beauty, creativity. That's the side that I'm on. And that's the side I'm going to stay on until I leave this earth. You chose to be here. We chose to be here. We decided to be here. We wanted to be here. And this is a school. Earth is a school for us to learn, to become more expansive. Stay in a state of gratitude because you have something to be happy for. Learn to be thankful every single day of your life. Be thankful for your meals. Be thankful before you go to sleep. Be thankful when you wake up. Be thankful when you're putting on your clothes. Be thankful for the car that you drive. Be thankful for these things. If you don't have a car, be thankful that you're able to ride the bus or catch an Uber. Be thankful for that. And watch what happens in your life. Your life will flourish and things will change for you. People will leave your life, but new people will come. New people will come and become a part of your life. And you won't miss a beat. I was, I got so many birthday shout outs. And but it's really something when your family, they reach out to you and they say, happy birthday and stuff. And, my nieces and nephews, they, they gave me a call and said happy birthday to me. That lets me know that, in spite of everything that I deal with, I got some people that I know that really love me. You know what I mean? And that makes all the difference in the world. And it made me feel good. So this was my birthday week. And it was good. I had a good birthday, I had a good birthday. And I'm just grateful for the years that I got. And I'm looking to having many more. But the basis of what I was talking about was tonight was, is just stay grateful. Keep your heart full of gratitude, because that's what's going to open the door. That's what's gonna open the door to you manifesting your desires. That's what's gonna sustain that state that I was talking about earlier, and open up. It's because it's just a wonderful thing, man. It really is. It's a wonderful thing. Once you get to that place, there's nothing better than it, and you have the power. It's already there. It's inside of you. It's right there. Everything that you need. You don't have to go nowhere to get it. You got it. It's right there inside. So I'm gonna wrap this up. We got a couple of minutes. We're gonna come back next week, and we're gonna do the same thing. Probably be a little different. Oh, you stayed.
Yeah, I'm always listening to you, Simmy. I'm always listening to you.
That's
good. I stay and listening to you.
That's good. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna wrap it up and close the gate, and we're gonna come back next week and do it the same thing again. I want to once again thank Stephanie Beard in the streets. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. You did a wonderful job.
Thank you for letting me be here.
Yeah, I appreciate you. You'll be back next week, won't you?
I will be. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, I want you guys to take care and share it if you will. And always remember that beyond a shadow of doubt. Oh, I'm looking at okay, I got the little timer. I got the little timer right there.
Oh, okay.
Oh man, I want you guys to remember that I feel so nerdy right now, man. I'm giddy, you know, like because this week has been good. Always remember, Giannis, shout out doubt that me, USB. I truly do love you, my friend. Take care. We out of here.
Bye, guys. Have a great weekend.
All right.